So today I want to show you something pretty cool because one of the founders we work with turned $100 into 11,000 in just 30 days. After working with B2B SaaS from pre-revenue up to multi-million in annual recurring revenue, we have seen that the fastest way to validate your SaaS idea is not by going after everyone, but by targeting the top 5% of the market. So in this video I'm going to show you the channel we picked, the exact copy we used, and the simple funnel that made it work. I'm Neil from SaaS Lab, where we help software founders build profitable funnels in weeks instead of months. And at the end of this video, I'll show you the mistake that cost us one extra deal and 4 weeks of testing so that you can avoid it from day one. So before I show you the funnel, you need to understand why this approach works, because I'm sure everyone is telling you stop selling the futures of your software and start selling the benefits, the results, the dream outcome. And yeah, that's technically true, but here is where most founders get it wrong. As you know, all the advice out there, it's focused on you selling the dream outcome, this exciting transformation that your client is looking for. So for example, if you are selling a standing desk, all marketers will tell you like transform your health with a standing desk. No, how a standing desk can make you more healthy and even spend more time with your kids, or they will tell you like find peak productivity with a standing desk, right? You should be selling these type of things. But when you are limited in resources and you're starting your business, this type of message attracts a lot of people that it's not ready to buy, that are not looking for a solution like yours, and that if they are a good fit, it's going to take like 6-12 months to actually end up buying. So what happens is that you end up with this massive pool of prospects that are not ready to buy, and you need to constantly chase them so that they finally buy from you. What is exactly the opposite that you actually want when you're starting. So instead of doing these top of the funnel messages, you want to focus on the top 5% of the market. What means that we are looking for prospects that are already looking for a solution like yours and have the budget for it. Because what we are going to achieve by doing that is we are going to get high quality feedback, because these are prospects that actually have the money to buy and actually are looking for something like yours. So this feedback, it's going to be much valuable for you than the feedback you can get from a top of the funnel message with a lot of prospects that they actually don't know what they want. Second, you are going to get a higher sales velocity. So instead of having sales cycles of 4-6 months, you're going to have sales cycles of a few weeks. So that finally you are going to stop wasting time with unqualified prospects that are never going to buy. So now that you understand why you should be targeting the top 5% of the market, let's see at how we found them. Because the first step we do with all of our clients is defining the go-to-market strategy. What basically means how are we going to take our solution to the market at profit. What's the path, the exact path that we're going to follow in order to do that? And it basically has only 4 elements. And the first one is the problem. In this case, the problem we are solving, what's the problem you're solving with your solution? In this case, it was a slow rendering process or slow computer performance during the post-production process. Okay. The second element you need to understand is who are you solving this problem for? And in this case, it was for film productions and for music studios. And once you know who are you solving the problem for, you need to understand what's the message, what's your most compelling argument to make this audience see that they can save money or they can make money by solving this problem with your solution. Okay, that's the argument. And in summary, the message we used in this case, it was shorten your post-production process by fixing software, hardware compatibility. Okay, so by fixing the compatibility between their software and their hardware, they could shorten their post-production process and therefore save money. Okay, so you see here that depending on how mature and what's the audience you want to reach out. So if you want to attract to tofu, to middle of the funnel or to bottom of the funnel, your message is going to be completely different. And this was a bottom of the funnel because we are doing a validation campaign. We want to validate our funnel and our audience and our solution as fast as possible. With low budget and low resources, you want to go directly for the bottom of the funnel because they are going to be not only easier to sell, but also the sales cycle is going to be shorter. And finally, once you have these three elements in place, the last piece of the puzzle, it's the channel. High personalized LinkedIn outreach. High personalization because we had low volume and we needed to balance this low volume with high personalization. So the conclusion of the go-to-market strategy is we're going to use this channel to reach out to these people and show them this message about how we can solve them this problem and make them money. That's the conclusion of the go-to-market strategy. And the things you want to bear in mind is who is the audience that is going to pay you the most for your solution and that you can reach out the easiest. And then what's the message? Am I reaching to a top of the funnel audience, to a middle of the funnel audience? How mature is my market? How used to is my market to hear warranties or to hear crazy promises or to get free ebooks, free consultation, free trials. You want to understand how mature is your market to understand which message is going to perform the best for you. And finally, what's the channel that you're going to use and what's the funnel that you're going to use to implement your strategy. And if you want to know how to pick the right channel for your business, I just posted a quick checklist on how to do it inside my school community. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out in the link in the description. So now that we have our go-to-market strategy, here is where it gets interesting because we could have built like a landing page and then run ads to the landing page and then have an email sequence and all this sales process to try to retarget the people that gets into the landing page and finally sell them. But with $100 in budget that we have, you cannot get that complex. So instead, we built that simple funnel to find the right people, send them value first, and invite them to a call if they are interested. And these are the only three steps we followed. So the first step is going to be using Sales Navigator filters to find film productions and music studios around our area. We wanted like between 5 and 20 employees. But once we have our list of leads inside Sales Navigator, we scrape them with Apify, but in this case we used Apify, but I've also used a lot of times Phantom Bastard, which are great tools when you want to do things like the cheapest way possible. And when we had all this list of leads between film productions of 50-50 with music studios, we created two campaigns inside Dripify to do A/B testing and to start sending connection requests. Once we have our list of leads and we start sending connection requests, we start getting new connections, right? New connections from ideal clients, not all of them, of course. And therefore, now we can move into step 2 where we start reaching out to these people. So what we are going to do here that I don't think anyone does it is actually manually review them one by one. And because if you are low in budget, you will have to do more work manually and you will have to compensate low volume with high personalization. So we reviewed all the connections accepted manually so that we only message to the people that they are a good fit for us. We are aiming for companies between 5 and 20 employees because these are the companies that already have the pain we are solving, but they are likely to still not have providers to solve it. We are in this sweet spot where we can see the highest conversions, and that's about timing. A variable of your ideal client is the right timing. If your timing is off, conversion rates can drop off a lot, and therefore doing as much as you can to find the right prospect just in time, it makes a huge difference. Because we do high personalization, we could allow ourselves to have a longer message than usual. That basically it was name. I saw a specific reason that they qualify. So when you look at their profile manually, there is a reason that makes you think they are a good fit. Then we put together a free guide because this was a low mature market. This market is not used to at all of getting free guides regarding this specific pain. So this is the strategy that we used in this case, reducing this pain that is very specific and they are not used to hear about it. We have done it with other studios like this one, so I thought this would be interesting for you. Here we are not faking that we are a client for them, or we are not faking that we are doing networking. We are actually going direct to the point. If you fake these things, you may get more replies, but from all these replies that you get, that each work you have to manage, most of them are not going to be interested. So here is like a longer message that it works also as a filtering mechanism so that the conversations you are having are more qualified. For the final step, we send the free guide to all the prospects that reply positively. We follow up with them and we offer a free consultation where we walk them through how they can save money or why it's costing them money to not speed up their post-production process. So from this funnel, in 30 days, these were the results. In new connections, we had 248 in new connections, and then we only sent 100 messages. We only sent 101 messages in 30 days because we were doing it manually. It's not that much. We got 26 replies. From these replies, 18 wanted the free guide. And from this free guide, we get 4 consultations for free consultation. And from there, we closed 3 deals, making 11,687 euros in this case, which is almost $4,000 per deal. And that's one of the reasons scaling B2B SaaS is much easier. And also there are ways to structure your offer so that you can get more cash in advance. But as you can see, high ticket SaaS are much easier to scale with less resources. But if you remember, there is a huge mistake that we made here that cost us at least 1 extra deal and 4 weeks of testing. And that mistake was having 2 avatars. Because not only all the deals came from film productions, but also this can be figured out with market research. You don't need at the beginning to test the avatar that much. You basically need to understand who is suffering your problem and who has the budget to pay for it. Here, instead of having 50-50, what makes it possible to learn from feedback, we would have a sample of 100 only from film productions and understand way better what's working and what's not with our messages. Because every extra avatar you want to have, it's just diluting your investment and it slows a lot the learning process. So if you're in the validation stage, pick just one avatar, one channel, one offer, and go as deep as possible because you will be able to learn much quicker. The main thing here is understanding what's the current situation of the people that it's buying from you and what's the main reason that made them buy, so that then you can use this information not only to improve the product but most importantly to improve the funnel. Now, if you're looking for a custom funnel to finally scale your B2B SaaS, you can join to SaaS Lab, our school community, in the link below. There you will find exact frameworks, templates, and strategies that we use with our own clients, plus direct feedback from me and from more than 250 founders. So go check the link in the description and I'll see you there.